What are those disembodied eyeballs staring at? Greg Capullo is one sick, twisted man.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 163 of Spawn Year.
Brian Holguin is making massive improvements to the way this book is being plotted, anchoring the story with real, thinking, and breathing characters in Sam and Twitch, and establishing a new credibility by making this arc relevant to the larger story of Spawn's quest to detach himself from Hell's clutches. While I feel a similar bloatedness to last issue, and in some ways I think these two could have been condensed down to one, Holguin proves he had a real plan at the start of this story, and some forethought that may, finally, provide some real momentum for the thinly stretched, overarching story that, until now, was constantly stalling out in favor of retreading or retooling Al Simmons' origin. I'm impressed with all the subtle foreshadowing I'm now picking up on from last issue, now that I've seen the big reveal. It turns out Sam's potential new girlfriend really is the killer, a woman obsessed with cleanliness who sees it as her duty to rid the city of its vermin, anyone who insists on living filthily in the streets and not availing themselves of her shelter's help. It's interesting to see a serial killer who really does help unfortunate people every day when she's not killing. I love villains who are motivated by a sentiment I personally share, but can't condone their subsequent behavior. Sarah believes in self-improvement and is appalled by anyone who refuses to at least try to make their situations better, and I feel that way myself sometimes, but that doesn't mean I think all those people deserve to die. Last issue, we see Sarah get up to wash her face after Sam accidentally squirts ketchup on her. Now that we know she's obsessive-compulsive about hygiene, cleans her house constantly and takes 7 showers a day, there's probably more going on in that scene that we couldn't have guessed about until now. But a small clue if we're really paying attention. The media is calling the killer the Exterminator. There's a direct correlation between the crimes and an obsession with cleanliness that's encapsulated by the letters left at the crime scenes. And the way Spawn chooses to punish Sarah for these crimes, making her see and feel dozens of cockroaches all over her body until she finally drowns herself to death in bug spray, is also foreshadowed last issue when Spawn picks up a roach at a crime scene and says, "What did you see?" That's probably what gave him the idea once he understood her twisted motive. Oh, Spawn, you always go for the ironic kill. I like that Sarah isn't just one more baddie spree killer like all those from Curse of the Spawn. This whole thing would seem implausible if she just conveniently snapped one day without properly developing a woman with a history and personality that made her sufficiently capable of something so extreme. And also, how could a woman obsessed with hygiene rip bloody organs out of people and mount them on a wall? It turns out Sarah was driven to this point by a mysterious force, a schizophrenic-like voice in her head that pushed her to act on her pent-up feelings of aggression toward the alley bums that sickened her because they gave up on themselves. Spawn doesn't pick up on this because that would require rational thinking. Even empathically getting in her head, he doesn't understand that there's a greater force at work here. By the end, it all comes together. She's branded with the same Knights Templar mark Twitch's shooter had. Yeah, them again. And now it seems Spawn saw the killings from the victims' perspectives because he's directly connected to a supernatural force that's behind it all. It's happily not just a stupid plot device designed to motivate him to investigate like I initially thought. The big reveal at the end, which I never would have guessed, Billy Kincaid is the one responsible, and he's dead in hell and had a Spawn suit last time we saw him, though Spawn decapitated him. But, you know, why should that matter? He's dead. So this is all bigger and more significant to Spawn's relationship with Hell than I could have ever imagined. I was thrilled to be so caught off guard on the last page. I wish Spawn wasn't so clueless and still incapable of maturing, but that's par for the course. He kills a woman in a ghastly, excruciating way and ignores all the signs that she's not acting of her own accord. God, I hope Holguin uses this as an opportunity to graduate his logic and strategy past the second grade, since McFarlane never managed that. I also hope Sam realizes somehow that Sarah really was a good person whose human weakness was taken advantage of. She didn't deserve to die, and he and Twitch are being celebrated as heroes for finding the exterminator when Sam was really, in helping Spawn, an accessory to the murder of someone he may have, given time, fallen in love with. There could be a fascinating dynamic there to be exposed. It's odd that Sam and Twitch get the hero's treatment here. Remember, they're still PIs, so obviously, according to Bendis' work later, all the assignments they suddenly got from this must have dried up fast, and also, would they really have gotten that much press for finding the body of a killer that seemed to have committed suicide if they didn't actually stop the killer from killing again? But overall, Spawn's actually finally picking up again. Well, the book anyway. Spawn himself still kind of sucks right now. Signed, Captain Logan.